Maybe to frustrate Arsenal, having watched Chelsea do that here on Tuesday. I think it's going to be a tough nut to crack for Arsenal.
They had a practice of this 5-back formation in that win over Burnley on Monday night. Big blow for Sunderland, though, with the loss of Granit Xhaka, who is likely to be missing for North London. So let's take a look at the teams here this afternoon. Mikel Arteta makes 5 changes from the side that started Tuesday's Carabao Cup victory over Chelsea. Kepa started in midweek, but David Raya returns to continue his run of starting every Premier League game this season. Jurriën Timber picked up a knock against Chelsea, but he is fit to start. Ricardo Calafiori comes in at left-back in place of Piero Hincapié. Martin Odegaard is a short-term injury absence for Arsenal, so it's a double pivot of Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice, as it was against Leeds last week. A goal and an assist for Noni Madueke at Leeds last Saturday as he stepped in at short notice after Bukayo Saka got injured in the warm-up. He starts again, as too does Kai Havertz. Gabriel Jesus, scorer off the bench at Ellen Road, comes in to start for just the second time in the Premier League this season. Victor Gyökeres drops to the bench. 4 of his 6 Premier League goals have come against newly promoted clubs. As for Regis Lebris, he names the same side which started the win over Burnley on Monday night. Robin Roofs of starting every Premier League game in the Sunderland goal this season. Dan Ballard began his career here at Arsenal and opened the scoring against his former club when the side drew 2-2 at a raucous Stadium of Light back in November. No return to his former club for former Arsenal captain Granit Xhaka, who is expected to be out for another 3 weeks. So Enzo Lefebvre once again finds himself in a slightly deeper central role. Regis Lebris feels we're now getting to see the best of Brian Brobby, who leads the Sunderland attack and scored a 94th minute equaliser in the reverse fixture. New Sunderland signing Nilson Angulo is named on the bench, having signed on deadline day. Depriving him of playing back at the club he wants. Captain Matt, he's been one of, if not maybe, the best signing of the season in the Premier League, hasn't he? Yeah, hugely missed when he's not there. He really is, you can tell, not just with his playing capabilities, but he's so vocal. His organisational skills, certainly in a game like this, his experience is priceless. So he's a big miss for Sunderland. He is here today. Granit Xhaka, he's talking before the game to some familiar faces, and he'll be down on the Sunderland bench watching on as his side look to pull off a surprise result here this afternoon. Sunderland have managed to do that a couple of times on the road so far this season. A dramatic victory at Stamford Bridge back in September, and they got a draw at Anfield as well. But 1983 was the last time that Sunderland came to Arsenal and won. That, of course, at Highbury, a 2-1 victory courtesy of goals from Colin West and Ian Adkins. It is just 1 win in the last 28 Premier League meetings for Sunderland against Arsenal. A chance to move 9 points clear at the top of the Premier League for Arsenal here at the Emirates this afternoon, in a week which saw Mikel Arteta's side break their semi-final hoodoo and reach a cup final for the first time in 6 years. Now a chance to take an iron grip on the title race as they seek to rule the land for the first time in 22 years. Sunderland, though, ended an Arsenal 10-game winning run in all competitions when the sides drew 2-2 back in November, thanks to a 94th minute equaliser from Brian Brobby. Having won at Stamford Bridge and drawn at Anfield already this season, could they spring another surprise here in...
Crossing, lovely ball, and that's the beauty about having Kai Havertz in the box as a midfield player. If it had just been arriving onto that with a bit of momentum, could have got a bit more purchase on it, but great start from Arsenal.
He got that goal, didn't he, so late on Tuesday night, Kai Havertz, and I think you could see just how much it meant to his teammates to see him have a moment like that as well, with all the injury problems that he's had. A goal which carries Arsenal through to Wembley next month to take on Manchester City, and you would imagine there might just be a bit of psychological warfare in and around that game as to what it could mean for the title race as well. There was a little problem for Noni Madueke just in that early Arsenal attack, but he is back up on his feet. So for Sunderland today here, Matt, we saw them manage to get something out of a very in-form Arsenal back in November. An Arsenal side that had won 10 straight games going into that clash. How do they frustrate Arsenal today? How do they?
Brilliantly. He's been alive in the box, he's been a goal threat, but his work on the halfway line has been top. Sunderland are going to need that today, just to relieve pressure, and I think they'll try and frustrate Arsenal and make it difficult for them to get wide and get crosses in the box.
Feels as if Regis Fabrice had a go at what they're trying to do today with the way that he's set up in a different game, in a different environment against Burnley on Monday. Comfortable victory for them by 3-0. 16 times Sunderland have visited Arsenal in the Premier League. They've never tasted victory. This is a Sunderland side that have surprised us all season long, and they know they have it in them to get results at some of the most testing places in the Premier League. Just finds himself under a little bit of pressure on the edge of his penalty area. So good at shifting the ball in both directions, though, isn't he? And he never looked in any real discomfort there. Ball played forward, seeking Madueke. Had a really bright performance last week at Ellen Road. Thrown into the starting lineup so late in the day after Saka got injured in the warm-up. Here's Timber.